Okay, welcome to Politically Correct, the only show where we get aired at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday and then people complain. Go figure. Yeah, they thought
Good morning.
They thought we were community service. Go figure. Okay.
Us, community service? What the heck?
Yeah, no.
Okay, now to the left of me here is Tom Dake, the second. Okay. He is a vice president of the Student Senate here.
Yay, go Tom.
Morning, everybody.
Okay, Jeremy Huggins is across from me here and next to Tom. He's Anime Society Public Relations.
And Radio Club Relations, too.
Okay, then across from him is Naomi Wire. She's the Campus Crusade for Christ officer. Well, she's one of them. Say something. Yeah, okay.
Morning.
Yeah. And to my right is Tamara Namfukwe, event coordinator for Student Senate.
Why am I always lost?
Morning.
Okay. It's because you always sit on my right. You are my right-hand man, except you're a woman.
That's why I should be first.
You trade with Tom. You'll fight you, though.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Test your might.
So, to start, because Tom's going to have to leave during the second break here, so our first topic is campus organizations. The college has 30 of them, about 15 are active. Well, how do I go with this? Oh, God, to be scripted. Okay,
we have a club and organization on campus for just about any interest, and in the event that we don't have a club for anybody's interest, and we don't have the framework already set up, it just takes 10 signatures, a constitution, and approval from the Student Senate to go forward and become a club and organization on campus.
And what's the fastest time a club has from grabbing the papers to signing up? How long, how fast is?
Just the difference between when they pick up the papers and the next open Student Senate meeting.
Okay.
So what, about 2 weeks?
At the longest it would be 2 weeks.
So there's no world
time.
record here.
No. Unfortunately, as with all bureaucratic processes, you still have to go through the paperwork trail and make sure everything's all hunky-dory and ready to go.
Okay.
So.
Naomi, were you with Campus Crusade when it first started, or?
No.
How long has it been here?
Longer than I've been here. I'm not really sure how long.
A long time. Back
Yeah.
in Rogers' day, Carlos has been around for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what are the oldest clubs here? Or?
Probably PTK, wouldn't it be?
Phi Theta Kappa is one of the oldest ones that's on campus just because it's an international honor society. As far as other clubs and organizations that are active, I couldn't tell you for sure which ones have been here the longest. I've been here 6 years, and the majority of the active clubs and organizations have been here since I've been here. So
I know Anime's been going strong for 4 years.
Yeah.
We started in 2000.
Oh, I swear to God, it started in '98 for some reason.
Well, there was another club that tried to start off that was anime, but we will not talk about that because of what went on with that club.
Was that Anime Kaiju?
No,
When did you
Anime
change-
Kaiju was Anime Society. There was
You just
another
changed
one.
your name. Okay.
Yeah, we just changed our name, but there was another one that tried starting, and because of issues and political BS, I will have to plead the fifth.
Oh, crap, that would have been an interesting part, too.
I'll tell you off.
Well, that doesn't help me here.
Well, because it's.
Oh, okay, that's a good reason not to get into it. Okay, now, Naomi, as an officer of a club, what are the rigors, the tasks that you have to accomplish to keep your portion of the club operating?
I used to take care of the email and announcements for the club, and now we have someone else doing that. But we still meet on a regular basis to discuss events and to plan and things like that. So.
And how much of your day or week does it take for you to actually do what remains of your job you take?
Not too much time unless, every week we have Bible study, and once every 3 weeks I get the privilege to lead that. So however much time that takes, just studying the Word to see what we'll present.
Okay, who else, and go ahead and promote your club here, who else are officers, and give a little information about your meeting dates and times.
Okay. Wes Brown has been an officer for about as long as I have. And there's Nelson Juarez, Brian Patchinger, Shannon Birdsall, and John Grabowski is probably our newest officer. We have about 20 people that come regularly to Bible studies, which are Tuesday, Wednesday, every week. at 12, and UC 210 on Tuesdays, and UC 207 on Wednesdays. And then we meet for prayer on Thursdays in different places on campus at noon.
Okay. Is there a website to find you? Or?
Actually, there is. It's, I want to get this right. I think it's dcforchrist.com.
Okay, so look for a dot. Try different suffixes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you considered an officer in Anime Society, Jeremy?
Not really. But since I've been with the club for so long, we have what we call, the veterans, and I've been running with the club for the 4 years, along with Ray Torres. So I kind of, if it comes down to that vote, that if it's a tie vote, I can put in mine and, either yay or nay kind of deal. As PR for Radio Club and for the Anime Society, all I do is I go out there and I promote the junk out of our clubs. I go out there, wherever I'm at. If I see a place where we can maybe do a remote, I say that. If there's if there's somebody watching anime, or if I see somebody at the store, I'm always telling them, hey, come check us out. So I do a little bit of everything. It's kind of the hours that I run. It's kind of sporadic. Whenever the time pops up, whenever that opportunity knocks is when I work.
Okay.
So, and then I'm always here too. So I mean, you always see me around doing something.
Okay, feel free to promote the meetings and what.
Okay, the Anime Society. We are currently going from Fridays from 5 to 9. We have a half an hour break, and we usually watch anything and everything.
Short of hentai.
We do not watch that. That's for Jeremy's special showings.
TMI, this early in the morning.
So anyway, we do that. We have a lot of fun. We got the Radio Club. We meet every Friday from 3 to 4, and we discuss what's going on in radio and what events we got going on and stuff like that. We have a lot of fun.
Okay. Websites.
Websites, www.lc3anime.com, which our URL will be changing because of the recent
we'll have time to explain it. But
yeah, we'll have time to explain it, but from the recent stuff. And then www.lc3radio.com/dradio for the radio. For the radio station. And also, if you want to sign up on either forums, you're more than welcome. And there's a link right there for you, so that's cool.
Tamara, you have been a student senator for how long?
This is my second year.
Okay, and what was your first position?
I was the financial secretary.
Okay, and what made you run for office?
Well, I was looking, the first year it was kind of getting my feet wet, getting the hang of things. I really enjoyed being able to make a difference and working with the people I worked with, and having the opportunity to work with Tom and Mark again.
Thank you.
Was great incentive in that. Me going for a second term.
So what made you switch to positions? Because now you are event coordinator and before you were financial secretary, so.
Just wanted to try something different, expand my horizons, more responsibility, growth. It's part of growth. I didn't want to stay stagnant, so I wanted to move up.
Now, Tom, how long have you been in Student Senate?
This is my second year as an elected Student Senate officer. I've also spent 2 years on and off with the Multicultural Club as their Student Senate representative, meaning I attended all the meetings and took back the information from them back to the club. So.
Now, you said elected. Were you nominated, or what is that called when they...
Well, the club elected me as their representative.
Well, I meant
to go.
Student Senate, though. You said...
Right, but as far as Student Senate goes, last year I was appointed to the University Partnership position.
There you go.
And then halfway through the semester, the vice president had to leave for other reasons, and I stepped up as the vice president and then re-ran last year as the vice president for Student Senate.
Now, That's cool. I was just wondering, how does it normally work though? Doesn't it go like I know like if the president steps down, a VP takes over. Who takes over normally as a
For that,
Yeah.
The remaining
Right.
student senate gets together, puts out for applications for people that are interested in it. They interview those potential candidates, and then based on that, they will select.
So then they just selected you. That's cool. I didn't know if they did it like how they do it like in like our democracy, where it's just like
A line of succession.
they go down
No.
the whole list.
No,
Speaker of the House is president, and if everybody else dies,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
The first option, when it's traditionally run since I've been around to see, if there is somebody that steps down from their office, if any of the other student senators want to move around, they kind of do that first,
And
then
then
the
a
open positions they will put out for applications.
That's
So.
cool. That's cool.
Okay. Now, Student Senate, do they have a website or?
Student Senate is working on their website. Right now they're kind of bunched with the student life area. They have a bulletin board on the actual LCC webpage and the message board
JICS,
system.
right? Yeah.
Through the JICS system. But at this point in time, we just have it. We haven't been utilizing it yet. We're taking it a step-by-step approach there.
Okay.
We should get you some forums. That'd be pretty sweet.
Could you tell us a little bit about why the name changed from LC3 to LCCC?
Yes,
Well,
please.
The college had, to be honest with you, I can't tell you all the details on it because
No,
I'm
what you
not
know's
privy
good.
to all this information. What I do understand, though, is that the college is moving toward a approach where they are being known as Lorain County Community College and not LC3, the different acronyms and stuff like that. So to continue with that, because we have Lorain County Community College TV and stuff like that, the clubs and organizations have been asked to move away from LC3 to Lorain County Community College, or LCCC, instead of going LC3.
Okay.
That's to the extent of what I know about it. I'm no expert.
Okay.
I had heard a rumor and that they were just they were thinking too much about the past with what we used to be called like Abbey Tech High and stuff like that.
I can't answer or
Okay.
attest to any of that because I don't know, to be honest
Okay.
with you.
I've never heard of that one, Abbey Tech High.
Yeah,
I get where
Abbey Road High,
yeah.
Abbey Tech High. I've heard tons of stuff. And it's to me, I feel like it's a shame because LC3, it's so much easier to type in LC3 than it is to type in LCCC. How many C's was that? 3? I don't know.
Well, you just one letter short.
You just want a short URL. It's easier to type in LC3 anime than LCCCC anime. I mean, it's no big deal. If they want to change, we'll change it. But it's just
It's a branding issue.
Yeah,
or
it is.
anything else. So, as all the organizations go through too.
Right,
They want to
right.
have that brand out there, and
sure.
it's not really hurting anybody. So,
Is the college going to offer hosting or some type of subdomaining for clubs and organizations? Or?
that I don't know. That would be something that would be coming down the pike. I know the last major change was to move to the JICS system to offer the distance learning courses and stuff like that, and to get WebReg up and running, to get to promote more web registration. I don't know what the next steps are. Actually, those next steps are being talked about right now in the technology master plan for the campus. I sat in on a couple of those meetings there, and they're right now back in committee, so to speak, putting together that plan to present to the Operations Council to move forward with that. And that's basically the vision for the campus for the next 5-10 years or so about technology and where it is that we want to move to.
Yeah, where us computer students are working on Pentium 4s instead of 66
Well,
megahertz.
part of that plan is to continue with the churn of the computers on campus. Every so many years, again, I couldn't tell you, it all depends on the funding that's available. They will churn certain computer labs out, the ones that have the oldest computers. Recently, they just moved everybody up, so I think if I recall correctly, I'm not 100% sure, I don't think anybody on the campus has a Pentium 2 anymore.
Well,
they
that's
kind
a
of
good
moved them
thing.
up, so they're going across and they're just bumping up places here and there and kind of moving computers around, which is nice. The Student Senate recently got theirs upgraded from a Pentium 1, I believe it was.
Wow.
So we're happy. So.
Okay, now Naomi, Campus Crusade, they take what is it called where they go out to like these big retreats and stuff and like.
We go on conferences.
Okay, so now that's something exclusive to Campus Crusade. And Campus Crusade is actually like a whole bigger thing than just this college, isn't it?
Definitely. We're in part of a Cleveland metro area. Excuse me. And Kent State is a part of that. Malone College, ATI, a bunch of different colleges in Ohio are a part of this Cleveland metro area, and we get together once a month for a meeting, and then the conferences, or I think there's 3 of them. And anyone can come. Like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a member of Campus Crusade.
What type of events do they hold? I mean, obviously there's praying and whatnot probably going on there, but I mean, are there anything, extracurricular such as, sports or anything, or is it simply just a convention where you sit there and talk?
We recently went to see The Passion as a group, just this campus, and we're planning on doing other activities.
Okay. Well, we're at the 15-minute mark in this episode, so this is about the time we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more stuff, more student life-related things. So, change the dial and you'll hear music, but I got nothing. I don't even know why I tried to segment away from this show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, we're going to get into student senate elections, and to my right is Tamara, and she's heading the committee this time around. So tell us what basically you do now for the elections. When are the elections actually?
They're April 20th through the 22nd.
420, yes. Sorry.
So how does one vote?
Well, we're going to have elections online, which was something we established last year. And you just go to the website, www.loraincccc.edu, and they will have, like, if you look at the webpage, they will have, I don't know what you call it.
A button?
There'll be a link there.
Yeah, a link. And you just go and you vote for whoever you want to vote for.
Will they have pictures of everybody and all that good stuff?
No.
No?
It's very low tech.
Wow. They should have pictures.
Well,
they should contact me if they want
Well,
pictures.
that's why you campaign. You get your face out there.
Well, yeah,
get people
but
to
you could
assist.
also help them with putting pictures on the web. But hey,
That's something
We'll
perhaps
talk later.
we can look into for perhaps
I'll do it for
next
free.
year.
That's a suggestion that the
Yeah.
elections committee can take on.
You can join the elections committee.
oh really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you like to? Are you free on Thursday? Tuesday or Thursday?
Free,
or
maybe
Thursday?
I'm free every day.
Okay, then we'll talk after the show.
Again, too much information this early in the morning.
Tamara, you're not running for office again, and neither you're graduating actually, Tom.
Correct.
Okay.
May
How long
8th,
have
I'm
you
walking
been here,
across the
Tom?
stage.
6 years?
This is my 6th
Wow,
year
well,
here.
What are you getting? A
Congratulations.
bachelor's or?
I'm getting a bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. I was here 2 years as a post-secondary enrollment options student while I was a junior and senior in high school. So that added on. I'm not a lifetime student. And then I just did my 4-year tenure.
Great.
Yeah.
Ray Torres, we love you.
Actually, Tony, I'm uncertain. Perhaps I may run, I may not. I'm not too sure at this point in time.
If you were to run, you would have to quit as being the head of the committee, right?
Yes, I would have to give that up.
Okay. Now, in the meantime, what are your tasks as the head of the elections committee?
Pretty much, we were just going to skim through the election packets, make sure everything is going smoothly. Hopefully, have a couple of info sessions for those people that are running. Go through each position, break it down, so that everyone knows what they're getting themselves into. We're looking
Just ask Mark Lehman.
provided that we have enough candidates, we might have a debate, and just be there for any questions they have. Make sure things go smoothly.
I say I call dibs on debate. I'm hurting in it. Okay. Oh, that was short. Okay. What does it take for somebody to run for office?
Well, you have to have a minimum of 2.5?
2.25.
2.25?
Yeah.
I'm not
Tom got his cheat sheet.
2.25 cumulative
Yeah.
grade point average.
Hey, I could have ran.
You have to have a minimum
Dang.
of 6 credit hours.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have to be a student, obviously.
Well, duh.
Both at the time of your induction and then throughout your term.
Yeah.
Yep. Easy enough. Okay. There's also 100 valid signatures with the
Yeah,
90.
you have to. You have to get 100 signatures, and if you do not meet the deadline, you can run as a write-in candidate. And to win, you'd have to get 50% of the vote plus 1. So
Ouch.
it's a little bit harder.
100 people vote, 51 votes. So then my question would be, now I heard that write-in was a bit harder. And the address
Yeah.
said once that you may be considering going with write-in. So what do you actually have to do to be a write-in? Is it?
Well, pretty much you have a form that you fill out. Basically the same thing that all the other candidates fill out. And you really have to campaign extra hard because your name will not be on the ballot. So people have to physically type in your name. That's where it becomes harder. They can't just go to the website and click on your name and vote for you. They have to have you in mind, physically type your name in
I'm gonna vote for
and
Batman
vote for you.
next year.
We had votes for Mickey Mouse this year.
We had,
Really? Awesome.
oh, we had, yeah.
How many did he
interesting votes.
get?
Not enough.
Not enough? Darn.
Obviously not, otherwise he would be here.
And Roy Disney's looking for a job, so obviously you would have to pass it along down the line there.
That's cool.
Oh, boy. Okay, so now I heard that if you even misspell one letter in the name, that name will be dropped.
Yeah, it will be.
So it has to be
correct.
perfect handwriting, perfect typing in the spelling.
Perfect
of the name.
I think I can't do that,
That's
man.
a bit rough,
I
though.
spell you wrong. Y-O-U, I spell it Y-P-U. So I'm done, man.
Okay. Now, obviously, money comes into student organizations, and I'll start with Naomi here since she's the quietest. Every organization has their own budget, so without giving us numbers, because it's really none of our business how much you spend, do you find that an adequate budget helps you a lot when you're programming? Like you said you went to see the Passion of the Christ, and was that out of club funds, or was that just a group activity? Or?
Just a group activity. Everyone paid for their own ticket.
Okay, and what type of things do you do with the money you earn from the college with your organization?
We have that money available for people who don't have enough to go to conferences because they aren't really cheap. So it's used for scholarship money, and yeah.
How much does a conference for one person to attend cost?
Last Christmas conference cost, I think, $150.
That ain't too shabby.
How long are you there? It's a week, right?
Yeah, it was 5
Okay.
days.
And does that include food and stuff, or is that's just the cost of getting in?
That's the cost to get in, and it paid for the hotel.
Okay. That's okay for a week. That's
not bad
pretty
for
good.
5
Yeah,
days
it's
in a
not
hotel.
bad.
I remember seeing a hotel room for $79 one night. So
Hey, I paid $109 a night at the last convention I went to.
that was
Where was
Ohio?
it?
Ohio Con. It was in Columbus. It was at the Hyatt. We're trying to get it down to $90.
I thought you got in for free because you were on staff or something. Oh, okay. So you didn't. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay. But it was pretty expensive. Now, in either of your experiences, when you have type of convention, or actually, all of you have been to conventions.
Yeah. we have
So, do you find, I don't know if you go to hotels regularly. I don't want to comment on it.
College pays for vans. Yeah, we all stay in a hotel.
Because I was wondering if in anticipation for conventions, those hotels rank, prices up a little bit there.
Actually, from what I dealt with, because I was the security head for Ohio Con, usually they will work with you. Normally, the Hyatt's like $159 a night, somewhere in that ballpark figure. We got it cut down to $109 a night. We are currently also trying to negotiate farther down, because that was one of the gripes that we had, was that was just a little too much for a hotel room, which it is, because anime fans don't have a lot of money because we spend it on anime. So we don't have a lot of money to begin with.
Okay.
Anime is like crack.
What now, Naomi? The next Campus Crusade for Christ event. Do you know when that is yet, or?
I don't have the date on the top of my head.
What is the event called? Do you know that? Or?
Doesn't really have a name. We just call them get-togethers.
Oh,
To be very
okay.
informal.
Okay. What about Anime Society?
Anime Society, the next event we're probably going to is Animazement, which is in North Carolina.
Okay. When is that going to be?
May, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back with you on that. May, I want to say like the end of May.
Okay. Now, Student Senate, Tamara and Tom here. You guys went to Florida last time?
Get
National
outta
Convention
here.
on Student Services.
Yeah, and that was at Disney World?
Man.
It
Get
was in Orlando.
It was held at the Disney complex. It wasn't held at Disney World.
Man, you guys
So the
can just
Disney
take off your
complex.
microphones and go now.
No. Actually, we spent a majority, if not all of the time,
In conferences.
there in the conferences because they were back to back to back. We did have one free day and a couple free hours to walk around the park.
Was it nice? About 7 degrees.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh,
It
man.
made me cry for those that were back here in the snow.
I bet.
But yeah, usually
knuckles where
the
to put
conferences that I have ever been on are
just
usually
playing the world's
jam-packed
largest
with
one,
information.
Most
So.
definitely.
Now, personally, did you guys enjoy the free time was there, or did you think it was too much punishment for what little time you actually got?
No, I thought that the free time balanced out fine with the session time. It was nice to get a break, just to go out, just to network with other people and kind of hang out with the people that you hang out with all day, to walk out to the parks and stuff like that. But, you know, you go to these conferences under the assumption that you are not going for fun entirely. You're going to get something out of it.
Right.
So you need to go with those mindsets, or you know,
You're not gonna-
You're going to be
really
disappointed.
wasted trip.
Yeah.
Right,
it's
because as anime conventions, you always go there having fun.
Right.
So you know,
and if you're in the right
with the
business,
exception if you're a security head.
Yeah.
right. Well, if you're in the right business, such as myself personally in the student senate, doing something that you really like to do,
Right.
You have a lot more fun on that than most think. So
Yeah, they're great. If you're there for the wrong reasons, you probably won't enjoy the conferences.
Right.
But they're great.
Are they required you have to go because you're in Senate, or?
no, it's a privilege that we get to go.
Okay.
We have it budgeted in our account to take a trip. We aren't required to take a trip anywhere. It's nice to get professional development and to get some new trends that are coming along.
And to get ideas, I'm sure.
Absolutely, to get
Yeah.
ideas on things that we can do better here on campus, or to share ideas that we're doing great on campus. Our case in point, just to give a quick example here, we have a large number of international students that are here on campus. And back in, I think it was November, we had international dinner. The Student Senate put on with a partnership with the radio club there, helped us out with some music.
Yeah, yes, we did. That was
We
really
offered
fun.
a dinner for all the international students, and as a gift for welcoming them here, we gave them a phone card for, was it 250 minutes or something like that they could call home on. Because we noticed that there's we've had several international students come into the office saying, hey, do you guys have a phone card or something, because I'm homesick. So just to kind of help them out, give them a card they could call home in the holidays, say hi, how's everybody doing? It's just enough to say hi. So we shared that idea down there at NCSS, and everybody in the room kind of went, oh, that's a great idea. And we did have some people come up afterwards and ask how we did it. So not only do we receive ideas, but we give ideas too.
NCSS is the convention's name?
National Conference on Student Services.
Okay. Oh, man, I had another question, but it's gone. Okay. Now, real quick, because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show that Tom's going to have to leave in a few minutes, what is your opinion? Now, this is, everybody can answer this, but I'll start with Tom. Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart's opinion?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's ethical and legal implications of her actions with M. Cologne, so...
I really don't feel comfortable speaking to that because of the fact that I haven't really followed it that much in the news.
Wow.
To me, it's kind of been below the fold because
I'm
I've
with
had
you
a
on that
lot of
one,
other
Tom.
things that I've been focusing on. Case in point, I'm trying to graduate in May. I've been trying to study for those
Overrated.
midterms and stuff, right, when all that stuff's been happening. But, I mean, if you do the crime, you're going to have to do the time. So if it was proven that she had done it, then she should not be held any different level than the rest of us should be, because we are all human. So, like I say, you do the crime, you do the time. Now, whether she did the crime or not, that's anybody's guess. It was decided by a jury, which is out of my hands, but, what's done is done.
Okay. Any opinion, Jeremy?
Well, I'm kind of with Tom. I mean, I haven't followed much. I've seen what I've seen on, my Yahoo is that, she was proven guilty. Is she guilty? Who knows? Only her and the people that she dealt with know. But should she get locked up? If she's guilty, yes. By all means, you don't lie to people. I try. I know that, I don't do it all the time, but I try to be mostly honest with a lot of people. So, lying's not cool. I never liked lying, unless it got me in the right place. No, I'm just kidding.
That can be taking so many dirty ways.
I know. So
Again, for the third time, too much information.
So anyway, but, we'll just see how this plays out, and we'll see what happens in the future.
No, man, any opinion?
I have to agree with Tom that if she is guilty, then she shouldn't be treated any differently than anyone else just because she's Martha Stewart.
Okay. And Tamara?
I don't even know what she did.
I'm gonna miss her cookies. I say, you know.
Well, you know, I'm gonna miss her
I don't
TV
even
shows
have
because
any-
sometimes those were funny. Like when she was on like Jay Leno, like she'd be cooking with wine, right? And Leno would be like, "Kick it back," and then she like kind of look at him, and then she like take the bottle and down half of it, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's great, man! That's great TV."
Okay. We'll end on that note. Drinking is good, apparently. And
Yes, it is.
we'll be right back without Tom. So say goodbye, Tom, everybody.
Bye, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Not a problem. My
It's
pleasure.
always been fun.
Welcome back. Now that Tom has left, we can talk about him behind his back. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get on to the next topic. Between this episode and the last episode, Viacom actually pulled their programming from the Dish Network. Anybody here watch TV?
Oh yeah, actually that was interesting. I got a little story about that. I was watching Monday Night Raw. It's wrestling, yeah, nobody cares. And I was thinking about getting Dish.
WrestleMania 20.
No,
I know, I'm just saying.
WrestleMania 20. I'll deal with that in my wrestling radio
okay,
show.
go.
So that's cool. Fridays from 5 to
Okay,
7.
so you're watching Raw.
So I'm watching Raw, and it comes up saying, you know, da 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 da. And here I'm scared because I'm thinking it's
It's going to
Spike
cut off in a sec or
TV.
something?
Right, I'm thinking they're cutting off Spike TV, you know, because that's Monday Night Raw. I need to watch that, you know, because I do a wrestling radio show. So I call them up. I'm like, man, what's going on? And they explained it to me. Like, oh, I don't, you know, one, I don't watch MTV anymore because all it is rap. I mean, I do like rap.
Okay, so what's wrong with rap?
No, there's nothing wrong with rap.
Yet, because of rap, you won't watch MTV.
No, no, it's because there's just too much of it. I'd rather hear sometimes a little bit of Stained or Godsmack. It's just a little bit too. There's not enough music videos and too much
Okay,
reality
so if
TV
it was
on
mainly Stained and Godsmack, would you then watch MTV, or would you say there's too much Stained and
there.
Godsmack?
No, I would. They don't have variety anymore. It used to be variety, and it used to be more music. It used to be more music videos. It's not music videos anymore.
You play Britney as well. She's not rap.
No, you're
But I don't
talking
like the
about
teen
the fact
bopper
that there's
stuff.
more programming than
There's more
actual-
programming than music videos. That's my whole point.
They've gone too commercial.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, MTV used to be talk for what, 2 hours, and the rest was videos.
Actually, I remember in 1984, Cyndi Lauper video,
Old man.
and then there was like Michael Jackson, and then a couple other things. And then I remember maybe a VJ coming out and saying, "Hey, you just listened to this. Here's what's coming up next." And then that's what you would see. And then, I don't even remember commercials when it first started.
Right. So it just turned into a circus. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. I don't need to watch MTV. I don't need to watch VH1 because they stink anyway. So, and I don't need to watch Nickelodeon because I'm too old for that crap.
Hey, you're never too old for Nickelodeon. Come off it. When SpongeBob comes on.
I don't like SpongeBob.
There are others.
Really not a fan of
SpongeBob. There's
SpongeBob.
My Life as a Teenage Robot.
That's an awesome show.
There's Fairly Odd Parents. You know.
I haven't watched Nickelodeon in years, so I couldn't tell you. The last time I watched it, Mark Summers was still doing Double Dare.
I don't know who Mark.
Oh my God! Even my wife did a show.
Oh, I watched Double Dare,
Oh,
just the
see, there
Aussie
you go.
version.
Oh no! You got to see Mark Summers Double Dare. It was great. So, but anyway, beyond that, I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll still get it. It's no big deal as long as you have Spike TV and UPN. I'm a happy camper. And they said yes, and I'm like, okay, fine. So, I don't know exactly what went on there. Do I care to find out what went on there? Not really. But I mean, if you do know, I'd like to know.
Well, here, basically, Viacom owns CBS,
Right.
Nickelodeon, MTV, VH1, Country Music Television, Spike TV.
No, they don't own Spike.
Yeah. Did they see? Yeah, Spike is owned by Viacom, UPN, and a couple other smaller networks. And basically, there was a dispute between Viacom. Viacom basically wanted to raise their rates.
Yeah, that's what I
And
heard.
Dish said, "Screw you, I'm going home." So,
I'm taking my ball and going home. Yeah.
screw you guys, I'm going home. Basically, they didn't like it, and just to put pressure onto. Apparently, Viacom thought that Dish would fold, but Dish went on and ran for a full day without any programming from Viacom, CBS, whatever. And there were so many complaints that Dish was forced to re-establish the connection, and everybody got their channels back with the new increased hike now. So You know,
I'll have to call them again and see how much it is now, because if I
it's
can't...
probably not dramatic. I mean, when at least we have Adelphia, whenever there's an increase, it's always in like cents. It's oh, we're hiking up 21 cents. You know, but then that 21 cents starts to add up when they do it every couple of months.
Right. So, me, it's no big deal. As long as I get my Spike TV and my UPN, because that's how I do my wrestling radio shows, I'm happy.
Okay.
Because that's the only time I watch TV anymore. It's 4 hours of TV, and that's it.
Okay.
I usually don't watch any other TV, so.
Okay. This past Thursday, St. Patrick's Day.
That was
Yummy.
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday?
Yes.
I don't drink, so what do I care?
Okay.
Anyways, the people who were drinking on Wednesday, they didn't wake up till Friday anyway.
Right.
So they could have thought they skipped it. Okay. So now Naomi here, now she wrote a piece last year, and she doesn't remember much of it, about drinking and why students on campus do it and whatnot. I believe that's the basis of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you actually remember of it, if anything? Other than the fact you may have wrote it.
I remember the information, not the exact information, just about how much alcohol content they're allowing into beer, and that was going to be changed, or the tax was going to increase, or something like this. And
Actually,
hoping,
you're right. The tax did change a little. Yeah. It's a little bit more expensive to buy alcohol now. I know beer went up 25 cents.
Yeah,
I don't drink anymore, but I do know that.
I think they were doing that to curb underage drinking. I don't know if it actually worked or not.
25 cents.
Yeah.
One less pack of gum.
Well, did you when you wrote it, were you kind of just like underage drinking is bad and drinking is bad in general, or is that what you kind of based it on?
No, I was writing it just to show that the tax increase, like what they were hoping to do. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't an opinion piece. She actually
Okay. I didn't know, because hey, and opinions are cool.
Well, see,
because I would have gave my 2 cents, because I found out the hard way that drinking is if not the worst devil out there.
When did you stop drinking?
Well, I didn't stop.
Okay, when did you last drink?
Well, what had happened is I had gotten pretty heavily intoxicated because I was mad, and I had found out that when you're mad and intoxicated, all it does is fuel your anger. And when I got trashed really fast. I mean, I had about 10 drinks in 5 minutes.
Wow.
I kicked them down really quick. So I don't get drunk anymore. I don't drink to get drunk anymore. I do go out and I do have a social drink. I'll have 2 or 3. That's it. 1, I want to drive home safe. 2, I don't want to get drunk anymore, because I know that if I'm in a, crappy mood, all it's going to do is just enhance that crappy mood anger. So I don't drink to get drunk anymore.
Okay. Well, they just came out with reports saying social drinkers will live a little longer because of a chemical in most alcohol.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like, they say to drink a glass of wine every day. If that's true, that's great. I particularly don't like wine. So, and actually I don't like beer. I'd rather drink hard liquor.
We're talking
Jack Daniels.
Okay, I was going to say schnapps, but I don't know if that's...
No, schnapps is something you mix. You can mix that stuff. I do like mixed drinks too. So, but no, I don't drink to get drunk anymore. So.
Okay. Tamara, do you drink socially?
No.
Are you over 21 or?
Yeah.
Are you okay? But you don't drink socially or anything, or?
No.
No, that's good.
I can't stand the taste of alcohol.
Welcome to the club. How about you, Naomi?
I'm 19 and I wouldn't want to drink
You're
anymore.
19?
It doesn't stop any from any thing. People drinking in high school.
No.
Yeah.
And that's back in the 90s when drinking was popular.
Yeah.
That marijuana.
Like I said, I don't like I said, I don't like drinking and driving anymore. And I have a friend, and she's really small. She's about yay tall.
And everyone can see that.
3 beers. Wow.
She's about 5 foot tall.
Yeah, she's about 5 foot tall. Maybe 5'1" at the most. And when she drinks, because she's so small, she can get hammered pretty quick, and I sometimes get scared, just because she just gets so drunk that you know, and it's just like, I can't handle that anymore, you know. I'm sitting there holding her hair while she's bound at a porcelain god, you know, and it's like, you know, I'm glad I quit doing that because I couldn't handle that myself, you know.
The last time I held a girl's hair, well, we were both kids, I guess, was Thanksgiving 1990 something. It was the first time I ever saw South Park was on Thanksgiving. So that's the last time I remember ever held anybody's hair. So yes, I'm lame. So she had the flu, so it wasn't like she was drunk or anything. But
right.
Personally, because of my past experience with people who drink, I prefer not being around anybody who's alcoholic.
Right.
Though if and I'm willing to whore myself for free drinks, so it doesn't mean a driver call me, you know. Hey, you want some Pepsi? Sure. I'll pour a bottle.
I do go to bars. I do go to clubs, but and will I drink maybe one drink, but after that, it's straight up Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah, because I love me caffeine.
Yeah, I mean, and plus it's cheap. It's only like $1. Except for Vicks, they charge $1.25. Those Nazis.
It's poison.
Well, designated drivers anywhere you go get like free. All you can
Well, no, most of the times, the one place where I do go, they usually give it to me for free, just because one, I've been there forever, and they know me, and they just like, here, just have it. You know, it's no big deal. And then they just give me free refills all night. You know, so it's cool. I enjoy, you know, I enjoy going to a bar, being sober, and you can still have a good time being sober at a bar, because it's funny to laugh at drunk people.
I wanted to go see Wrestlemania 20 at BW3.
Yeah, I know. I invited you and Chris, and you guys.
I really didn't want to go because I don't want to be around a lot of drunk people.
Actually, it was kind of funny.
But I really didn't have any money, so I was like, well...
Yeah, they did charge a $5 cover.
Yeah, see, I would have never had that. I had like $3, that was it.
Right.
So I probably would have never gotten the door. I didn't even think about a cover charge.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Tamara, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is, and we'll start with Tamara, what is your opinion? If and when okay, you don't like the taste of drinking, so obviously you're not going to do it anytime soon or ever. What is your personal feelings about people who basically drink, and then just
drink to get drunk is what you're
and then
saying.
just puke? Yeah. What does that sign mean? Talking to me in the studio. So.
I heard that. Just keep going.
I know. Do you have opinion on people who drink and then end up having to bow to the porcelain god, as he puts it?
Well, for me, because I've been brought up in a Christian home, to me, drinking and getting drunk, it's discouraged biblically. You know what I mean? So just the way I'm raised, I would say it's wrong. And not only that, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why you'd want to drink to throw up? It's just illogical. I think logically, and drinking doesn't make sense to me. It's I don't know. I'm not a fan because I've seen what it can do. I've lost a friend that way, and I just not a fan at all.
Oh, okay, so she speaks from experience. Naomi.
I have to agree with Samira. It does talk about in the Bible not drinking to get drunk. It doesn't say anything about.
But it says drinking. Hey, that's a good thing.
You can drink, just not to get drunk. Because
hey, that's cool.
It alters your mind. And
well, yeah, it does. Drinking, alcohol is a depressant, so.
Okay, so why do people drink anyway? Obviously, I don't drink.
Well, if you're like I said, like if I'm in a good mood, I'm a happy drunk, and I'm a funny drunk, too. If I'm in a good mood, I'm a funny drunk.
Is that funny ha or funny uh-oh?
No, funny ha-ha. No, trust me. We got pictures from Ohio Con Party 1. We were having a good old time. But this also, it goes both ways.
So. Oh, I get it. This means 10 minutes. Okay. I'm slow. Just don't mind me. Okay. So obviously, we'll go into this last segment, and it's simply this. If you could create a national holiday, what would it be called and why? Now we'll start with Tamara.
Why? You see, when it's easy stuff, you don't want to start with me, but when it's stuff where I have to think and use my brain, then you want to start with me.
There should be a Tamara Day.
Nobody actually had a chance to think about it, so maybe Naomi has something.
A national holiday?
Yeah, a holiday you think everybody would,
pretty much like.
Yeah, that you think would be awesome with a cool name. that maybe even a date you want to stick it in?
Probably sometime in the middle of winter, when people are like getting depressed and stuff. Just some sort of holiday that would remind them that the weather will change again to spring.
That's called that Big Bear Lodge.
Well, no one really pays attention then. Something that doesn't have to do with animals, maybe.
Well, antidepressant holiday.
That'd be
Prozac
cool.
for all.
No.
Morphine.
That'd be an awesome holiday. Or pot legalization day. The only day we could.
Dude, that's 420.
What? Wait, what? What's 420?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, so did you have time to think about it, Tamara?
Yes, actually, I think there should be a holiday, and it should be Cartoon Day. No, actually, not Cartoon Day, but be a kid again. Because when you grow up, you have all these pressures, you have all these responsibilities, and sometimes you just want to be a kid again, and you don't really appreciate childhood until you have to grow up. So it should be have a holiday like that. You can watch cartoons, do dumb stuff, play tag, stuck in the mud, all that wonderful stuff, and not feel pressured to act a certain way, or I have to be mature, or I have to say this. Just let loose and be who you want to be.
So basically, me on average. So, okay, go ahead, Jeremy.
There should be a video game day.
Yes.
Where okay, this is what you do. You get a Nintendo. You get a Sega. Heck, if you want, you can get an Atari. I don't care.
We're talking retro video game day.
Well, no, not even that. Listen, then you get the Sega, and then you get just pretty much every single system, with the exception of 3DO, Sega CD, and there's another. Oh, and Crap Box. Yes, I said Crap Box.
Oh.
And you just play video games all day. No, I'm sorry. You make it a 2-day holiday because you can't play every single video game in one day.
Okay, now you're being greedy.
You can barely play one game in one day. What are you talking about?
Oh, I can.
I played Wolverine, X-Men 2 Wolverine's Revenge. It took me almost a full day to solve.
Dude, I'm still only on the second level because I don't know how to kill that one guy or I get caught. And the stealth mode, I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, but there should be a video game day. You just play every single video game you can get your hand on. That'd be awesome. And you put it, let's see, you try not to do it in the summer because you do want to stay out. You do it in the winter. And you do it right when it starts getting cold, like maybe November. Right around maybe even Thanksgiving. Put it like a week before Thanksgiving.
You're kind of ruining that that weekend off thing. Maybe we should put it where Naomi's holiday is. It's like an antidepressant holiday, and we actually, the way that we can group all three holidays into 1 week.
There you go.
Of total immaturity. It's just you're happy. You don't have any responsibility for the
week. And you can play video games.
That's exactly.
Yeah, you can play Tekken on a huge screen, like with an app. Oh my gosh, that would be great.
Oh, we do that at our video game parties.
And it's got a big screen.
Hilarious.
That would be great.
Now, I really don't have a holiday in mind.
What would your holiday be about, dude?
Well, I want to legalize all drugs, just for 1 day. And then what we would do is, on the next day, make it mandatory for them to be manufactured in businesses. So everybody's hooked. And then they have to buy them at a store and stuff. Think of the economy, man.
You would probably eliminate, a lot of people would die that day. So,
you'd eliminate all the potheads. That'd be great.
So many people would die.
Oh,
Do you know how many people
have you ever heard the George Carlin bit of Prison State Farms? I'll have to tell you that later. It's pretty funny.
Well, I prefer the recreational holiday you three have come up with, so
your idea sucks.
If it could start now. Well, see, my idea is economy, man. It's like, get them all hooked.
Well, then George W. would take off. Never mind.
Okay, we'll just end the show on this note.
Edit that George W. comment.
It's probably not going to get edited. The person walking in will be all right.
It's just funny how you can't talk about someone just because they've got the title of president. But if it was any ordinary person, you could badmouth him.
Actually, legally, you could criticize his job.
I could criticize him, but then
he's a human being. Is he supposed to be flawless? You cannot criticize behavior that you don't approve of.
I was going to take off my mic. Are we done?
It just doesn't make any sense.
You can take it off if you want, but I haven't actually officially closed the show off yet.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were getting a new topic here. Okay, thank you for listening, and I got nothing. So
Join us next week.
Mike, Super Short
we might
Show.
not be here next. You're watching Disney Channel, aren't you?
I love
You're
Dave
watching Lilo
Channel.
and Stitch.
I love Dave the Barbarian.
Okay.
Barbarian.
All right.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Barbarian. Okay, I'm sorry.
And we're out.